Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of old sheet music. I am your host, Nicholas Carroll. Tonight I am looking at a very interesting piece called The Wreck of the Shenandoah. And you can tell from the front cover we actually have some real photographs here, black and white. This is a real event. If you're into history, I would recommend looking up and reading about it. It is pretty interesting. This is a song that has lyrics, so I will read them to you, and the lyrics actually kind of run through the events, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the history just because it kind of does that in the lyrics, but I do encourage you to look it up if you like reading about things like that. On the back we have our usual advertisements for various other pieces. Collegiate, if you knew Susie like I know Susie. Who takes care of the caretaker's daughter? Aha. A cyclonic singing sensation of the century. The Prisoner's Song, Save Your Sorrow, If You Hadn't Gone Away, Shenandoah. So most of these have some like very funny 20s flapper girl pictures. Like there's Susie, I guess, and there's the caretaker's daughter. And of course we have the very politically incorrect Seminole song here at the bottom. I do not have that one here in my collection of things, at least I haven't seen it yet. So it does say this is from America's Gem Dance Folio of 1926. And sure enough, if you look at this piece was printed in 1925. So this is one of the older ones I've played, recently anyway. And it says, it has the ukulele part, like a lot of these really older ones that were written to be played by amateurs at home for fun, and they would sell this sheet music so anybody could kind of play it. And let's read the words here. It says, at 4 o'clock one evening of a warm September day, a great and mighty airship from Lakehurst flew away. The mighty Shenandoah, the pride of all this land, her crew was of the bravest, Captain Lansdowne in command. The giant motors thundered, she proudly sailed along. Each man was at his station, each heart was true and strong. They started for St. Louis as day turned into night, with not a thought of danger on that sad and fatal flight. At 4 o'clock next morning, the earth was far below. Then a storm in all its fury gave her a fatal blow. For hours they bravely struggled, they worked with all their might, but the storm could not be conquered, and the ship gave up the fight. Her sides were torn asunder, her cabin was torn down. The captain with his brave men went crashing to the ground, and 14 lives were taken. But they've not died in vain. Their names will live forever within the Hall of Fame. In the little town of Greenville, a mother's watchful eye was waiting for the airship to see her son go by. But alas, her boy lay sleeping. His last great flight was over. He's gone to meet his Maker. His ship will fly no more. A loving wife and children, a mother's broken heart. They're mourning for their loved ones since the storm tore them apart, but their faith will not be shaken. They'll see him by and by. They know he waits in heaven where the brave go when they die. So, pretty morbid, sad. Let's hear what it sounds like. Now, you'll notice it had 3 verses. I'm not going to play all of them. I think I will probably just play through it once. It looks like it's just kind of a straight repeat, so there's no endings or anything. This is very thin paper because it's really pretty old here. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention this is written by Maggie Andrews. So there you have it, the wreck of the Shenandoah. Now, based on what I had already mentioned about the words being a bit bleak, it definitely did not fit that musically. It had a very typical 1920s style accompaniment and melody. While I was playing it, I noticed some very funny, I guess you could say, or bizarre choice of putting these advertisements right in the music, actually. This one says Ferrara and Francini's two-color method ukulele solos, and yes, it does actually have it spelled wrong. And we have no teacher knowledge of music is required for that one. And over here, Mary Earle's Hawaiian Song Folio, only 50 cents. Containing ballads, nonsense songs, with ukulele accompaniment. So there you have it. I'm wondering if maybe in the older days they put ukulele, maybe that's the original Hawaiian instead of ukulele. They spell it different on most things I see nowadays. This song itself says it was 47 cents. So the ukulele books were 50 cents. This piece was 47 cents. And there you have it. Pretty interesting one.